Would you say you feel like an underdog right now? You've got this really good record, maybe not the deepest amateur career, but you can't get the fights because you're not with a major promoter.
Yeah.
Tell me about this situation in your career.
Man, you know, it's just hard getting these fights, you know, fighters pulling out, you know, commission's not allowing fights, but when we try to take these harder fights, the fights fall through. You know, we try to do our best on our side and say yes to every fighter we can, but it's just hard with the, you know, the promoters not paying the fighters and stuff like that. So any big promoters want a featherweight, looking for a featherweight prospect contender, I'm ready for them. I'm ready for them all.
And you've been to various gyms. Obviously, you trained at the Lions Den in Pittsburgh, California, but you also have been in Robert Garcia's gym. You've been in all these gyms.
Yeah.
What's that experience been like? And do you think people know about you kind of word of mouth? So when you're getting offered these fights, people know who you are, you know? Yeah,
you know, all the camps I did over there at Roberts was great experience. You know, it was nothing but me building my credit in the boxing, in the boxing life. So, you know, I feel like I did get my name recognized. I feel like a lot of people know me now. You know, I'm not even trying to be cocky or nothing, but a lot of people should know me by now. It's just a certain amount of time till, you know, a good promoter gets me and starts handling these fights and paying these other fighters.
So what's the next move for you, for your career? What do you do? And how do you stay motivated in the gym?
You know, I got a family, so, you know, that keeps me real motivated to keep my head on the shoulders. You know, I'm a full-time athlete. You know, I'm in the gym 24/7, 25/8. You know, if I'm not in the boxing gym, I'm working, I'm running, I'm always shadow boxing, doing something boxing type. So I'm in shape all year round. I'm always boxing, you know. I've been boxing since I was 12 or 11, and since then it's been history.
How old are you now?
23.
23. So you've been doing it a while now, over a decade.
Over a decade, yeah.
But that being said, you don't have fights coming up.
Yeah.
What keeps you going? What stops like the depression and stuff? Like when you don't have opportunities.
You know, what keeps me going is that, you know, I've been in the ring and shared the ring with former world champions, and contenders, and the, you know, top athletes, and they've all took their hats off and gave me my credits that, you know, don't let my foot off the gas. That I'm a hell of a boxer, hell of a fighter. I just gotta clean stuff up, and, you know, we'll get on the road to success.
Do you remember sparring anyone in particular that you really felt like was a big moment in your life?
Yeah, I do actually. You know, when I had sparred Mikey Garcia and Rayo Valenzuela. Yeah, Valenzuela. You know, sparring them being on the big platforms and everything, and them giving me advice and telling me that I could do this and I could become this, and, you know, just keeping me in camps with them. You know, when I didn't have a fight, they kept me in the camps and kept me motivated to, you know, keep training and keep my head on my shoulders, and a promoter would come looking for me soon.
What was it like to share the ring with Mikey that first time?
You know, it was real different. You know, it's like I got my feet wet, actually, for real. You know, it's being in there with a world champ, former world champion with all weight classes. So, you know, it was a different technique, different power, different everything. So I picked up a lot on that sparring. Okay,
and with Rayo, you know, he had beat Pitbull Cruz, a big fight. What was that one like?
Man, sparring Rayo was different too. You know, he's a hell of a boxer, hell of a fighter.
Big.
Yeah, big hell of a fighter. So, you know, sharing the ring with him being bigger, and me being able to, you know, be in there sharing the ring with him just goes to prove that I'm here to be with the big dogs.
Also, what was it like the difference between the ages? You know, Rayo's closer to your age, Mikey's closer to my age.
Yeah.
How is that also as a fighter?
Definitely, the grown man strength is real. The grown man strength is not fake. You know, Mikey got that actual grown man strength of an actual puncher, and Rayo, you could tell he's just a heavy hitter. You could tell the difference though of the ages and the you know, the experience and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, anything else?
No, you know, I'm just ready. You know, if y'all looking out there for a featherweight to take these fights and stuff, I'm ready. Any promoter get at me, you know, I'm in shape, 25/8, so just get at me.